What's up guys, I'm Josh Mosiman. Welcome to This Week in MXA, episode number 142, presented by O'Neill Racing. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. Every week in these videos, we talk about the latest news and what's happening in the motocross and supercross world and what the MXA Wrecking Crew has been up to. Well, there's been a lot going on right now. As you can tell by the title, this video is titled and talking about the new Triumph 250F. Very exciting stuff. We're also going to talk about the SuperMotocross Playoff race happening this weekend at Charlotte, what the MXA Wrecking Crew has been up to. We rode a lot last week, and what's going on in the future. It's finally here. The Triumph 250F has been shown in action on YouTube. Triumph just released a full video with Evan Ferry and Ricky Carmichael riding their new bike, but they don't give us a lot of details about it. We can only take from what we've seen and share that with you guys. They didn't give us a lot of photos, and they didn't, even the video footage on YouTube is kind of obscurely shot to where you can't see anything up close, but we can tell you guys that the engine looks a lot like a KTM 250F engine. The frame looks a lot like a Yamaha two-stroke aluminum frame. It's got KYB suspension on it with spring forks, ODI lock-on grips, which is a nice touch. Also has some exotic map options on the handlebars, pretty big and pretty wild looking. Plastics are black, but they didn't show us any logos or any graphics, so we don't know if they're going to try to mix in white or dark green or any other colors onto the graphics and plastics. Also, the triple clamps, they have split triple clamps on there, and anyways, it's not a lot of details we have for you guys, but we're going to be poking and prodding and trying to get more details in the coming future. We do know that they're going to be racing Supercross in 2024 with Bobby Hewitt and Scuba Steve Westfall. Bobby owned the Rockstar Husqvarna team for a long time, and they've won a lot of championships over there with Scuba Steve as team manager. They are in charge of the team for AMA Supercross and Motocross. Because they're racing in the AMA series, they will have to homologate bikes, which means that bikes will be for sale in 2024 here in the US. 250Fs only for the first year, then 450s for 2025. That's their plan and plan of action for releasing the new bikes and entering them into AMA Supercross and Motocross races. I think it's a smart idea to start in the 250 class first. I also think it's a smart idea to take from, Brembo brakes and Brembo clutch from KTM, to take that technology that we know works, also take the aluminum frame with geometry that looks a lot like a Yamaha two-stroke frame. We love that frame. I know that works, so it's good to just combine the best of each manufacturer. KYB makes some great spring forks, as we all know about the Yamaha 250s and 450s. So taking from the best from different brands and combining it into a bike, I think it's a recipe for success, and it will help Triumph make their debut in the sport. If they came out with their own engine without copying anybody, obviously it would take a long time to develop that. But if they can copy big brands, I think that's honestly their best bet at making something that's competitive in the first year. So lots to learn still. We know that Joey Savacci, he's been helping them test and develop the bike, and he wanted to race Supercross on it, but because he pointed out and that rule unfortunately kicked him out of the 250 class, so he'll have to wait either till 250 outdoors, which doesn't have the point out rule next year, or until they come out with their 450 for 2025. So lots still to be figured out. But finally we have a bike. It's all black. As an MXA test rider, I'm not a fan of that. I know that white and bright colors stand out really good on photos. That's why you always see guys in Supercross who wear Alpine Star boots. They're always wearing white boots because white stands out. It looks good in photos. It's easy to see from the stands. Black is kind of hard. It blends in with the track. It's not as exotic. You don't see black gear very much in Supercross. You don't see black boots very much in Supercross. So long story short, full video on YouTube. Check it out from Triumph. And man, we're excited to see and hopefully ride this bike in the near future. At the recording of this video, it is Tuesday morning, and there's still a lot of unknowns about the race this weekend, and ultimately nobody's really going to know what's going on until after the race is over with. Riders have talked about they're coming into this weekend with Supercross suspension settings, getting ready for a Supercross race. Obviously the track isn't totally Supercross. It's built on a 4-lane wide drag strip at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, so totally different style of stadium, totally different style of track than what the guys are used to. But they are coming in with a stiff chassis setup, stiff suspension setup, planning on Supercross. Ever since Ironman, everybody's been back riding Supercross these last week and a half, getting ready for Charlotte this weekend. So it's going to be a very interesting one. Still a lot of unknowns, but everybody's planning on getting there on Friday, riding the track on Friday. It's a press day. Everybody's invited to ride the track on Friday before the race. and I think that's when they're going to iron out their bike settings and all the details for this weekend. But it definitely looks cool, seeing some dirt laid out over the 4-lane wide drag strip at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Cooper Webb, at the time I'm recording this video, he hasn't announced it yet, but soon, very soon, in the next minute or 2 or 3, or at least by this weekend, it will be announced that Cooper Webb will be riding a Star Racing Yamaha 450 next year, and also at these 3 Super Motocross Playoff races, so that's going to be very exciting. We know that he was intense last time he raced at Charlotte against Jeffrey Hurlings at the MXGP. He won the 250 class then. He just posted a video on Instagram kind of reminding everybody of his history racing in Charlotte. He's from North Carolina, so obviously he's excited to be racing there this weekend, and I'm sure he's excited to be back on blue. Also, we're excited to see Ken Roczen back on the gate this weekend. He's been back at it. I thought we were going to see him at more outdoor races this summer, but no, he's been full focus on these Super Motocross Playoff races, plus a lot of other guys back at it. Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, they're going to be trying to defend their epic seasons that they've had so far, while Chase Sexton's going to try to make sure that Jet Lawrence doesn't go undefeated in these last couple races. But I don't think it's going to be as easy for Jet to win these 3 races as it was for him to win the outdoors. His smooth and technical style is very good for conserving energy and just being perfect outdoors, and we all saw that he made it look easy out there, but I think shaking things up, bringing them into a little bit tighter tracks could make for closer racing at these last 3 races. Also, Mammoth Motocross just wrapped up MXA's. Trevor Nelson was up there for Vet Weekend covering Dennis Stapleton, battling and on the line with Jeremy McGrath. That was pretty cool. Also, MXA's Nixon DeRico, he was racing the 65 class on our project bike up there, so we got some cool footage coming from there from Trevor Nelson. He's got lots to edit, lots of videos to put together, but stay tuned to our YouTube channel for that. Also, MXA's newest hire, Justin Lee, he raced our 2024 KTM 300 two-stroke, the fuel-injected bike up there at high elevation. It was our first time testing it at high elevation, and he said it worked perfectly. He had a blast up there in the two-stroke class and the plus 25 classes, so it also rained up there. You haven't seen rain at Mammoth in a long time, so lots of cool stuff. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel, website, and more for coverage from Mammoth. Also, while Trevor and Justin were up at Mammoth, the MXA Wrecking Crew, the rest of us were down here at Glen Helen. I rode 3 days in a row at Glen Helen last week. Ton of testing, lots of stuff we worked on. So let's check out some clips from the last couple days out of Glen Helen right now. All right, guys. So Yamaha 450 is extremely loud stock. I never wear earplugs, and the Arai is the most quiet helmet we have. But with this Slater Skins vented airbox cover, plus the Twin Air Power Flow kit inside, it's mostly the vented airbox cover. It makes this thing so loud, but fun times. Nobody's on the track right now. It's like 1:45 on a Thursday, but good times today. Testing with Luxon triple clamps. I just tried the 24 mil offset. I raced with these clamps at Paula, but haven't had time to really do a full test on all the different options because Billy has so many different options with these things. 21, 22, 23, and 24 mil offset. 22 is stock. 21 is pretty much only for Supercross. 24 is great, that's what I used at Paula. We tried the 23. I actually like the 23 better so far, but we need to do some more testing. They also make a cool little link bracket that you can put right here to make them even stiffer. That's more for Supercross. We just tested the rubber bar mounts that they came out with, and today's the first time riding with them. I didn't mind the solid mounts, but the rubber ones are amazing, even better. So O'Neill Airwear gear. I love this white stuff. It is so nice when the heat is on and the sun is out. Good day of testing. A lot of people here, but good times. Bones, Jody, just a regular day at the office or what?
Just another day at Glen Helen, my friend. What better place is there to be?
Yeah, this is like...
I could be fishing, which I was this morning, but other than that, Glen Helen.
Did you catch anything this morning?
No, but I don't ever give up.
All right, that's what counts.
I gave up.
You gave up on fishing?
Yeah, I gave up on fishing a long time ago. You know they sell fish in the store, so it's really kind of pointless to go out and try and catch them.
That's what I used to go for. Randel,
hey,
how's testing? What are we doing?
Testing's going along pretty well. We're testing triple clamps from Luxon, and we're just kind of getting into it.
How much you been riding the Yamaha lately?
I've been a good solid 2 weeks on the Yamaha, so I kind of got it figured out.
right.
Working well.
I like it.
Also last week, Nitro Moose sent us a new prototype Moose tube, and this thing is exotic. We're excited to hopefully tell you guys more about it soon as they continue to develop and test it, but that's something that we're working on, and Nitro Moose has been a longtime supporter of MXA, and we appreciate their support, especially for all the off-road racing we do, and this new one is pretty sick, so excited to share more info about that soon. What we got on here, Josh?
Doing moose testing.
A little bit of
Ow, that's hot. Don't touch that.
Don't touch the brakes.
There's no one out there. Why are you hitting the brakes?
What are we riding?
We are rocking the 2024 KTM 250 SXF. We are trying the Del Saggio spring fork, Italian fork, which is pretty sweet. And we're comparing them back and forth with the Air Stalker. And we have a pretty sick test rider here today, all the way from the other side of the pond. This guy.
What do you think?
Big suspension guy.
Big suspension guy.
Yeah, the forks are definitely a big improvement over stock. I definitely like the feeling of the spring fork more.
Yeah.
So back to back in that, the overall that 2024 KTM that's a good bike. Like I really like it. Back to back with the Yamaha, and yeah, definitely those KYB stock forks that come on that Yamaha are pretty ridiculously good. Like it's actually. I think that's maybe one of the more impressive things, just how good a stock YZ250F is in terms of the planted feel that the forks have. Like it's very hard to replicate that feeling. But yeah, that being said, I definitely felt good on that bike pretty much straight away, and that fork is 100% improvement over stock for sure.
Full MXA test rider today.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on my orange helmet. And,
it takes a little time. You gotta hurry.
Yeah. You'll see me Tuesdays, Thursdays, just grinding out here, just ripping knobbies off, you know.
I like it. Good times.
Jase is actually ahead of me on the orange helmet list, just so everybody knows.
Really?
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I gotta put in my time.
Still earning it.
Still learning, yeah.